Well, I had a video in the works, but then Nerd Rage had to go and send me a box. Let's open it.
Hey, kid. Yeah, you. Everyone thinks toys are fun, but this is a channel for adults. Yeah, I said it. If you're under the age of 18, go get your parents before you come in here. If you're under the age of 13, scram! Let's get on with the show.
So a dear old friend of the channel, Nerd Rage Against the Machine, sent me a box kind of sight unseen. He heard that I was looking for a Motu Origins Hordak, the original non-deluxe version. He said he had an extra loose, so he went ahead and sent that along. And the more I thought about it, I thought, well, I'll order a new one for the main collection, and I'll take the one that he sent to use for customization, because I want to kind of make my own version of the cartoon accurate colors, like a bit darker blues, things like that. So having this loose one was going to be great. He said he had a few extra things that he was going to send along. I didn't think a lot of it because maybe he's sending along like a button or something. I don't know. But this huge box came, and with it, a very detailed letter saying what all is in the package. Now, I did read it yesterday, and my jaw dropped, and I put the letter down immediately, put the box away, and frankly, started drinking beer, hoping I would forget at least some of the contents. I haven't seen anything in here, but I'm really looking forward to it because what I do remember from the letter was very, very thoughtful. So let's check it out. Okay. So there's a lot in here, and it's going to be really difficult for me to tell you what it is because I don't have these things memorized myself. So I'm going to go basically with the letter as we move through, but this is a absolutely overtly generous treasure trove, and a lot of it files under the I would not have probably ordered these for myself, but the second I saw them, I'm like, ooh, these belong in the collection. So we'll start with Hordak since we knew he was coming. Now, this is most certainly an Origins regular old Hordak. He was in an air-conditioned box for some time. Just going to go ahead and... Now, the whole reason that I wanted one of these is so I could remove the cape, and I don't know if you actually can. I think you can with these pegs. I'll have to look into that. But he's got his little arm guy and his crossbow, as it were. He looks great. Great specimen of a figure, and I look forward to customizing him and having a good old time. So I'm gonna try to get this on him real quick. Getting this peg to go through was not easy. I'm gonna use a tool to try and push this in a little bit. Perfect. If you don't have like a small screwdriver, the butt end of some nail clippers will work. Perfect. I just have to kind of stretch it over his hand here. Now he's got his little bat shield guy. And his little crossbow works just as it should, even if it is a little finicky to stay on his hand. Great to have him. Thanks, Nerd Rage. I really appreciate it. This is great. So we did throw in another Motu figure. He says, Hordak is loose. He says, I did offer and didn't want to be a shirker, so here is Master of the Evil Horde. If nothing else, he is mod fodder. And speaking of mods, I have included a custom modded Wondar figure. He took an OG He-Man from the line in Origins and created his own Wondar. Deftly painted, very good paint job overall. And you can tell he's painted in part because when you try to move any of his joints, the paint has stuck in certain places, and that's fine. What I'll be doing is doing a little bit of touch up on the joints. So like right there, where it's brown. I'm going to see if I can do anything about that. Now, granted, a lot of you who are more painty than I am are going to say, no, don't do that. But he looks absolutely great. And even though we are getting something akin to a Wondar in this line coming up, knowing that I have a handmade one from a friend means a heck of a lot more. This guy's going to go on display. I'm really happy to have him. Thanks again, buddy. This one is pretty special. This is Amigo Ultraman. And he says, it's adjacent to your kaiju love, and at 8 inches he might look good fighting against Godzilla or the like. Neat figure, but not his cup of tea. Well, I happen to have a 10 or 12-inch Godzilla right up there. So, this figure, for my money, is going to be perfect to display alongside him. So I'll be taking him out of the box finally. It's pretty cool. But man, Ultraman, I'm not a huge fan of that character, but I rather enjoy what I have seen, and it's something I probably should delve into. And with Ultraman, it always reminded me of Jet Jaguar from Godzilla. So he definitely is going to have a much respected place on my shelf. So I'm going to go kind of out of order here because I think I like this. I think it makes more sense to do it this way. He sent along Amigo 8-inch Captain Picard in the cinematic film outfit, which is great. Comes with his own stand, which makes my life very, very easy. And he also has a neat, if oddly positioned phaser. Looks like he has a lightsaber. But look at him. This is a great, great toy. And I can tell it came from Jamie's house because it looks like there's cat fur on here, which I understand. So, at any rate, like, he's already been pretty well loved. And he said, you know, from one Trekkie to another, which 100% accurate. I love Star Trek to death. Really, really cool. And again, something I haven't really gotten much into. Having Migos in general. This is a Playmates, pardon me. It's a Playmates 9-inch Captain Picard. And then the Ultraman's an 8-inch Migo. So I apologize for the mistake. But there's two more things. The first one, you're going to be like, oh, of course he would send this. The last one is a little bit very unexpected in the best possible way. But let me show you the next thing that he sent. This is a Godzilla Buddha. It's molded off of the Legendary Films design. And Nerd Rage has been a 3D printer since, pretty much since they became widely available. And he's gone through a lot of different machines. And it really took some time for me to get it down. And this is one of the nicest prints I've seen in a while. It's thoughtful and it's really cool. A lot of times I'll say Godzilla damn and Godzilla bless and all this stuff. I'm half serious because I try not to delve into other people's religious beliefs, and there's certain philosophies that say, if you're gonna curse something that you believe in. So I invented this religion called Kaijudaism. So Kaijudaism, about 10 years ago. And so I worship Godzilla. And it's tongue-in-cheek, obviously. I am an ordained minister in that church. I can perform weddings. I have done that. It's quite fun. So this is almost a private joke between he and I. But he says, in keeping with the kaiju theme, I printed off one of these on my Creality CR10. This is an FDM print rather than resin, but this is, at this scale, it came out rather nice. I do print both in resin, SLA, and filament, FDM, and have long since tossed my POS, piece of shit, Da Vinci by XYZ. Technically, I have been through 3 printers thus far, with all being way easier and more reliable than the Da Vinci. Anyway, a bit for your Kaijudaism. See, the man remembers stuff. I appreciate that. And we're going to put Godzilla Buddha right at Ultraman's feet so he can recognize. Now, this last piece is pretty cool. Look at this guy. How amazing is this? So what Nerd Rage has done here was take a 1960 12-inch repro from Cotswold Collectibles, and he's got a bionic arm and a clear arm, a clear leg, and he's taken some 3D printed elements and created the jetpack along with the helmet to customize this into a green shirt from the cartoon. And he included a printed rifle also from the cartoon, or at least in cartoon styling, I should say. And he's got this great knife accessory. There's this little scabbard on his belt here, I think. And I really don't know where this grenade would go, but it's very nice. And I'm trying to get him to stand up on his own reliably. I will probably need to get a stand for him, but that's okay. I mean, that's par for the course. I mean, most people that collect these have them on stands that keep them afloat, so to speak. But this is a great figure. Just look at this. It's beautiful. Now, this is not something that I would buy myself. Like, I have not been into the 12-inch Joes or anything of the sort. If you'll pardon the phrase, I enjoy the joy of others in this situation, typically, when it comes to Action Man, G.I. Joe, stuff like that. But once again, having something that represents that line, it's going to remind me of Nerd Rage, it's going to remind me of Tony, and anybody that's into this kind of stuff. Like, certainly Michael would appreciate this too. This is just a really cool, I like customs, and it's not something that I'm delving into too much at this point, but it's something I slowly want to get towards as I get more equipment and practice with techniques and things like that. That is a great example like that. And what's interesting about this is that it does speak to when I collected G.I. Joe. My first ever G.I. Joe figure that I can recall is Rock and Roll, the original Rock and Roll with the straight arm, and you know, the helmet, the whole bit with the ammo on it. And I always loved the TV show. In fact, I just ordered the DVD set the other day. It should be here Monday. And I'm really excited for it because I was watching, they had a marathon on the Hasbro YouTube channel. I know, but it was free. And I was watching a bunch of episodes and I was having a great time with it. And I thought, the hell with it. I'm going to buy the DVDs. It was a good price, whatever. And I was thinking about like all the different things, and this reminds me of that. It reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of my friend and other friends. And it's because it's a custom piece of work, which is great. So I'm going to read you exactly what he says. The G.I. Joe 12-inch green shirt is another custom. This is based on the cartoon series green shirt, but is done with the original 1960 12-inch figure. The helmet, visor, and guns are resin prints. And the jump pack is FDM. The body is a repro from Cotswold Collectibles, and it's the bionic body, hence the clear arm and leg. A pretty good example of what one could do with 3D printing and being able to adjust scale on items, as most of these pieces were designed as replacements for the 3 3/4 or new 6-inch line figures. Plus, who doesn't love that classic Joe? Anyway, enjoy and keep talking toys and other stuff. Cheers. Nerd Rage. Jamie, thank you, brother. This is next level. That you would take the time to send any of this at all means a lot. And you know, he and I have known each other for, you know, it's coming up on a decade. We're not too far off, and there was clearly a lot of thought put into this. He didn't just throw something in a box and send it to me. And that's not to say that anything I've been sent lacked thought or care. It's a different kind of care. When you find something someone is looking for and you take the time to pack it nicely and get it to somebody, there's a thoughtfulness and purposefulness there. This is a different type, where he had extras of things he wasn't using or didn't have as much love for anymore. I'm not sure what the circumstances were, but he took the time, put them all in the box, give me a nice, well-explanatory letter to tell me exactly what they are, because although I appreciate all of this at sight, knowing its etymology, like knowing where it came from, knowing its history, it makes all the difference for me. And I can't stop looking at these things. They're beautiful. At the end of the day, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate this stuff. And I also thought it would be a cool way to show off my new acrylic stands that I recently got. And I am beside myself. This is a generous gift, and I thank you so much. There is another video coming in the next couple of days where we're going to talk about some things related to the kind of psychology that goes into what you're willing to pay for a toy or something you're collecting. So I hope that you'll enjoy that. Nerd Rage has his own YouTube channel. He's not super markety about it. He's not very vocal about it, which I think is classy. But he did link me to a video he did about Migos, which is a really nice, direct conversation about that company and those products, which I got a lot of enjoyment out of. I'm going to send a link there below. If you like what you see there, maybe hit subscribe, help the guy out. He's just starting out, so the more support we can give him, I think the better. And again, Nerd Rage, thank you so much for all these generous gifts, and they will find a very coveted place in the Grind HQ. In the meantime, may all your grinds be merry, may all your card backs be unwrinkled, and may you be able to find anything you're looking for at any time at a decent price. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.